Today's topic is spicy, sweet, and a little bit controversial. Different food cultures around the world. We're talking about table manners that would shock your grandmother, eating times that defy logic, and the ultimate pizza war.
Whoa, was that a thunderstorm or is the studio collapsing?
Oops, that was me. That was my stomach.
Dunny, look at the clock. It is 10 p.m. Why are you staring at me like I'm a walking hamburger?
Alex, stop the recording. Stop everything. I am starving. We need to order food now.
Absolutely not. The cafeteria is closed, the restaurants are closed, and my patience is closing in 5 minutes. Why are you whispering about food at this ungodly hour?
Because somewhere in the world, the night is just beginning. In Madrid, they are just pouring the wine. In Rome, the pasta water is boiling. It's a fiesta, Alex, and we are missing it.
Well, my stomach is definitely not in Spain. It's in bed, wearing a sleeping mask. It closed for business 4 hours ago. You're delusional.
And you are so boring. That's it. Today, we aren't just doing a normal show. We are hijacking your routine. Grab your metaphorical passport, Alex. We are traveling the world through our stomachs. Welcome to Sunny English Bite. I'm Sunny, your tour guide to the delicious and the strange.
And I'm Alex.
Today's topic is different food cultures around the world.
Listeners, if she suggests eating insects at any point during this episode, I am unplugging my microphone and leaving. That is a promise.
Okay, so let's start right there with the late dinners. My body clock is already confused just thinking about it, but in an exciting way. Imagine this, Alex. We're in Madrid or maybe Rome. It's 10:30 at night.
10:30. I'm usually in my third dream by then. Probably a dream about being well rested. My body isn't on a siesta schedule. It's on a get up at 6 a.m. and be productive schedule. If I eat at 10:30 p.m., I won't fall asleep until 2 a.m., and then my entire next day is ruined. I'll be a zombie. It's a domino effect of bad decisions. I'll admit, I'm not the most coordinated person with chopsticks. I always feel like I'm performing surgery on my food. But I respect the tradition. However, what about eating with your hands? In some cultures, that's the primary way to eat. I'll admit, I've tried using chopsticks, and it was a humbling experience. I think I spent more time chasing a single piece of broccoli around my plate than I did actually eating. It requires a level of dexterity I just don't possess. I have a newfound respect for anyone who makes it look easy.
But that's because your internal clock is set to early bird special. In many Mediterranean countries, the whole rhythm of the day is different. They have a siesta in the afternoon, a long break to rest and escape the heat. So naturally, everything else shifts later. Elegant, yes, but not the only system. Think about chopsticks. They've been used for thousands of years. It takes incredible skill and grace to use them properly. It's like an art form. You can't just shovel food into your mouth. You have to be delicate, precise. Exactly my point. You're missing out. The streets are still buzzing with energy. Families, friends, everyone is just sitting down to eat. The restaurants are packed, there's music playing, it's a whole vibe. And they're not having a small snack. They're having a full multi-course meal. Appetizers, pasta, maybe some grilled fish, and definitely dessert and coffee after midnight. It's glorious.
Coffee after midnight. You see, that's just irresponsible. That's a recipe for staring at the ceiling until sunrise. For me, eating that late is just stressful. My stomach is winding down. It's getting its pajamas on. It's not ready for a plate of carbonara.
But it's not just about the food, it's about the social connection. The day is for working, the evening is for living. You spend hours talking, laughing, connecting with people over a meal. It's not rushed.
I can connect with people at 7 p.m. My body clock is just not built for that. It would be completely out of sync. I know for a fact if I eat a heavy meal at 11 p.m., I'm going to have nightmares and wake up feeling awful.
You're not just eating, you're digesting the day. You're savoring the freedom from work. Plus, think about the siesta culture in Spain. They take a long break in the afternoon, so of course their whole schedule shifts later into the evening. It's a different rhythm of life.
A different rhythm I'm not sure my circadian rhythm could ever adapt to. I remember being in Barcelona once, and I went out looking for dinner at 6:30 p.m., which felt perfectly reasonable to me. The city was a ghost town. The only places open were tourist traps. The actual good restaurants didn't even open their doors until 8:30 or 9 p.m. I ended up eating a sad, lonely sandwich. Now, this is a topic I can get behind. Utensils are the foundation of a civilized meal. There's a right tool for the right job. A fork for twirling pasta, a knife for cutting steak. It's an elegant system.
Nightmares? That's a bit dramatic.
It's true. And worse, I get hangry. If I have to wait until 10 p.m. to eat, I'm not pleasant to be around. Hangry, that's hungry plus angry. It's a very real, very dangerous condition for everyone around me.
Okay, I'll give you that one. You do get hangry. But I still think you could adapt. It's all about the siesta culture. They take a long break in the afternoon, so of course their whole schedule shifts later into the evening. It's not about being lazy, it's about managing the day's heat and energy.
Oh, right. I'm pretty confident in my table manners. I use a napkin, I don't talk with my mouth full. What could possibly be controversial?
Okay, picture this. You're in Japan and you've just been served a huge, steaming bowl of delicious ramen. What's the polite thing to do to show the chef you absolutely love it?
Eat it all? Maybe give a polite nod? Say, thank you, this is delicious.
Nope, you slurp those noodles loudly, with passion. It's the highest compliment. It means you're enjoying it so much you can't help yourself.
Slurp? Loudly? In public? My grandmother's voice is screaming in my head right now. That is the opposite of everything I was ever taught. It's considered rude here.
But it's polite there. It's a sign of respect. Okay, I have a challenge for you. You have a glass of water right there. I want you to take a sip and slurp it loudly.
I am not going to slurp water into a microphone for our listeners. No.
Oh, come on. For science, for cultural understanding, do it.
Fine. Okay. This is deeply uncomfortable. Here goes. That felt so wrong. Every part of my brain was telling me to stop. It felt unnatural and just impolite.
That was a terrible slurp, but I'll take it. See, it just shows how ingrained our own cultural manners are. Or think about eating with your hands, which is common in parts of India and the Middle East. It's seen as the best way to enjoy the food.
Right. As long as the hands are clean, I can understand that more than slurping. It's just a different tool. It's a classic case of when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Exactly, or when in Tokyo, slurp as the Japanese do. Which brings us to our next chapter, Alex. Prepare yourself. Chapter 3, The Pineapple Pizza Battle.
I don't like the sound of that. Food is very personal. National dishes are a source of pride. You have to respect the classics. You can't just throw anything on a pizza.
I agree. Italian food is sacred. The simple, fresh ingredients, the tradition, it's perfect. But, I have to be honest. I absolutely love a good Hawaiian pizza.
What? Excuse me? What did you just say?
Hawaiian pizza, with ham and pineapple chunks. The sweetness of the warm pineapple with the salty ham and the melted cheese. It's a perfect combination.
Sonny, that is a crime. That is a culinary felony. You're talking about putting a tropical fruit on top of a savory, sacred Italian dish. It's fundamentally wrong. It's an insult to an entire nation. The Italian government should issue a formal complaint.
You are being so dramatic. It's delicious. It's not trying to be an authentic Neapolitan pizza. It's its own thing, and millions of people love it.
Billions of people are wrong. It's not authentic. It's a gimmick. It makes a mockery of pizza. What's next? Bananas? Strawberries? Where does the madness end?
Okay, maybe it's an acquired taste for some, but I think it's just proof that food evolves and changes as it travels the world. It's fusion.
It's confusion, not fusion. Can't even look at you right now. Let's just move on before I say something I regret.
All right, let's call a truce on the pizza war for now, Mr. Traditional. But speaking of tradition, let's move to our next chapter. Chapter 5, The Utensil Universe. Forks, knives, chopsticks, or nothing at all. That's because you were probably trying to eat it the wrong way. In many Asian cultures, it's perfectly acceptable to lift the bowl closer to your mouth. It's not considered rude. You're not expected to perform a balancing act from a foot away. See? Culture again. That's because you were probably trying to eat it the wrong way. In many Asian cultures, it's perfectly acceptable to lift the bowl closer to your mouth. It's not considered rude. You're not expected to perform a balancing act from a foot away. See? Culture again. I have to admit, I'm a bit of a novice with chopsticks. I can manage a sushi roll, but I once tried to eat rice with them at a restaurant in Shanghai, and it was a disaster. I spent 10 minutes chasing a single grain of rice around my bowl. It was humbling. Fine, fine. This leads perfectly into our last chapter, Be Brave, Just One Bite. This is about foods that really challenge our comfort zones.
I feel like I've already been challenged enough for one day, and let me remind you of my rule from the beginning of the episode.
No insects, I remember. But what about things that are considered delicacies in other places, like balut in the Philippines, which is a fertilized duck embryo?
Okay, nope, I'll pass on that politely. I'm sure it's lovely for those who enjoy it, but I will be passing.
See, you're so quick to say no. But wait, I know you like some pretty strong foods. Tell the listeners about the kind of cheese you like.
That's different. I do enjoy a very pungent blue cheese, like a Stilton or Roquefort, the kind of cheese that smells like old socks but tastes like heaven. It's a delicacy.
Exactly my point. To someone who didn't grow up with it, eating moldy, smelly cheese is just as strange as eating a fermented shark from Iceland. It proves that normal is just a matter of perspective. It's all about what you're used to,
Okay, you may have a point there. Smelly cheese is objectively weird, but delicious.
right? So maybe you should apply that logic to other things. You know what they say, don't knock it until you tried it. Maybe one day I'll even get you to try pineapple on pizza.
Let's not get carried away.
Okay, Alex, be honest. Did you learn anything new today?
I learned that you want to eat dinner at midnight and you put fruit on pizza. I'm very worried about you.
And I learned that you need to be more adventurous. Remember, everyone, food connects us. It's one of the best ways to experience a new culture, so keep an open mind.
If you enjoyed our food fight today, don't forget to subscribe to Sunny English Bite.
Let us know in the comments what is the strangest food rule in your country, or tell us if you are Team Pineapple.
Please don't encourage them. Thanks for listening.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.